for Beyond the Gates. September the 11th, 2025. First things first, let me know y'all thoughts on today's new episode down below. What y'all think that y'all like the episode. Look, I said between Bill and Danny, both of them acting like they still a couple. I said between both of them, they still acting like they're a couple. But yeah, first thing first, what did y'all think of the episode? I'm gonna do a quick summary and then we're gonna dive into the review. So first of all, I thought I was tripping. When Danny came, brought a drink to Bill or whatever, and he said, "Thanks, babe." And I'm like, okay, maybe I heard that wrong. I was like, what the world? And Danny didn't say nothing. I said, she enjoying this. She really is. She could tell everybody else how she not falling for Bill and Bill this and Bill that. Girl, please. Please, if that man said he wanted you back right now, you will take him back. You will take him back. But yeah, Bill told Danny, thanks, babe, when she gave him a drink. Haley was mad because Bill's shutting her out, and she think that Danny gonna use this to her advantage. I said, Haley, now do you actually think she's going to use this to her advantage, or are you scared that you gonna get a dose of your own medicine? Or she gonna give you a dose of your medicine? I don't think I said that right. Yeah, I know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I know exactly what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so now they big bright idea is to use Tomas. Haley finna try to make Bill jealous about using Tomas. And I said first Eva wanted Tomas to help her go after Bill. Now Caroline done convinced Haley to use Tomas to make Bill jealous with it. I said, Thomas, you in trouble. Tomas, you in trouble. You gonna be in trouble either way you go. But aside from that, let's see. Chelsea was telling Kat and Danny that she wants to delete her social media because of everything that happened. She's still blaming herself. Danny ended up talking to Vanessa about Bill and how she seen that he cared about their family and their daughters or whatever. Derek didn't tell anyone that he's starting to gain feeling in his leg. But by the end of his scene, he tried to see if he could feel something again and he couldn't. And he was getting upset or whatever. But yeah, Derek didn't tell anyone that he started to gain feeling in his leg. He started to tell Ashley, but he didn't say anything. Vanessa still got the highs for Joey. Doug ended up walking in on them. And Randy ended up telling Doug how he doesn't want to help take Joey down. But okay, so let's dive into the review. Like I said, first thing first, let me know what y'all thought of the episode down below. So it started with Haley and Bill. Haley was mad because Bill shutting her out. She ended up mentioning how since the whole situation with Chelsea, basically he hasn't included her. She been trying to be there for him and stuff like that, but he been pushing her away. And I said, true that, because too busy over here calling his ex-wife baby and stuff. I said, look, Haley. I said, this is why I said I can't figure out like if she actually into him or if she up to something. I know she up to something, but I just don't know what. But I was like, she really into him? I mean, it's not gonna matter once he find out whatever she up to and that she been lying. But yeah, she was mad about that. Madison ended up blaming herself for everything that happened with Chelsea because she didn't get a chance to tell her about Allison, or she did. She did tell her actually. She warned her, but she thought no, or whatever. She didn't actually believe that about Allison. Chelsea ends up revealing that she wants to delete all her social media. Danny ends up talking to Vanessa about Bill. Randy ends up telling Doug how he doesn't want to help take Joey down because basically Joey gonna try to take him up out of there. And I said, you would be correct. You would be correct. Doug ends up saying how he decided not to do it because Vanessa ended things between her and Joey or whatever. And Randy was basically asking if he could actually trust what she say. And he's like, no, I can't. But he know for a fact. I said, he having her watch too. He done took a page out of Joey's book and decided to watch his wife. I said, you too little too late now. I said, she don't sit up here and sleep with everybody and their daddy, literally. And you over here trying to spy now? What the world? She done been with this man how many times? Well, now he know. Now he already suspected and everything, and she already said she ended things. But now he got a first-class glimpse at her. He done walked in, Joey just looking at him while his wife just kiss all up on her. I said, I had to come shake some things up around here. I said, look, Doug. I said, Doug, you already knew what was going down. You knew it. But yeah, let's see. We got to backtrack. I already said how Randy doesn't want to help take Joey down because he's scared. Doug thinks that Vanessa stopped things with Joey. Derek did not tell anyone that he's starting to feel or whatever. Kat thinks that Chelsea should wait before she decides to delete her social media because they use that to promote their brand. And she was just saying how she wasn't the one that went through it and stuff like that. And she feels like she led Allison on. It's something that she posted that made Allison believe that they had something going on. And Catnip was just trying to convince her that the girl just crazy. But she still, she's still struggling or whatever. I think they said she actually supposed to delete her social media. I don't know how true that is, but I think that's what they said. What else? Let's see. I already said how Chelsea still blaming herself. Danny and Chelsea end up trying to encourage Chelsea to use her platform, excuse me, to use her platform to spread awareness about what she went through. So maybe she won't delete it. Haley ends up confiding in Caroline about the whole Danny situation. Randy don't think that Joey likes to lose, especially when it comes to Vanessa. If she really did walk away or whatever, tells Doug to be careful, but he hard headed. Derek ends up thanking Ashley for showing up and helping him. I had wrote down, but I know the answer now. I had wrote down, did Bill just say thanks, babe, to Danny? He did. He did. Then talking about something basically it was a force of habit and everything. But yeah, Bill ends up telling Chelsea how he missed her and he want to be a part of her life. She ends up saying how she's not ready for that just yet. I say, look, everybody entitled, her and Naomi entitled to feel how they feel. But Danny over here, I said, look, look, if it didn't directly, well, I take that back. I about to say if it didn't directly affect them or whatever, but it did because they was talking about how, Danny was talking about how he walked away from them as well, but I don't understand because I thought this just happened or whatever, and they grown. I mean, I'm assuming they saying that he stopped trying to be a father and be a part of their life ever since he been with Haley. That's what I'm assuming. Because at first I was like, wait, how long this been going on? It can't been that long because Haley's supposed to be the same age as Naomi, right? But yeah, they was just talking about that. What else? Let's see. Where did I stop it? I think the Chelsea situation. Haley wants to give Bill a taste of his own medicine because Caroline suggested it. Vanessa wanted to make sure that Joey doesn't harm Doug or whatever because she was saying how she doesn't think that he will harm her, but Doug is another story. Basically, she trying to save Doug from himself. I say Doug up out of there by now. Doug up out of there. Doug is done for. I said, now he don't seen his wife kissing all on another man or whatever. I said, he definitely finna run to Jacob and tell everything he know. He definitely finna get ready to tell everything. He already done said a little bit, but he finna tell more now. I said, Joey might as well have one of his men grab Doug right now. Go and take him up out of here. Go lock him. Go take him to the same cabin that Chelsea had Allison. Go take Doug to the same. Go take Doug to the same cabin that Allison had Chelsea at this point. But yeah, so he was like, okay. First of all, before we talk about how Joy was telling her that he knows that she there for another reason, not just for Doug's sake or whatever. She was like, Doug knew that basically they had an open marriage from the get-go. And I was like, oh, really? Because he would say certain things to let you know that he knew she was messing around, but he never full out said it until recently. But yeah, they had an open marriage the entire time or whatever. Or is she just telling herself that? Because she said he had been cheating, but he was really just gambling. Not to make that better or anything like that, but yeah, remember when she was accusing him of cheating? He was like, he not cheating, he just gambling. He don't. How much did he owe Joey? I forgot. I don't know if y'all heard that noise earlier, but that was the washing machine. That was the washing machine. But yeah, what else? Let's see. Chelsea ends up telling Bill that she was going to tell him about her in Madison or whatever. And they had called somebody, told Haley and what's her name, Caroline had called. It's hot in here. Lord have mercy. Caroline had called somebody and told them to come over by Bill and Haley's or whatever. So it was Tomas. He came. They said, are they trying to use Tomas to make Bill Jones and this fool just... I said, you finna lose your job. You trying to be partner or be a real lawyer or whatever he said he wanted Bill to help him do. And you over here taking the wrong advice from these folks. But now they try. I said, you up out of there. If it ain't because of the evil situation, it's going to be because of the Haley situation. But yeah, he came. They said something about planning Bill a birthday party. Wasn't they just trying to plan somebody else's birthday party? I don't know, but yeah, they over here trying to plan a birthday party allegedly or whatever. He over here, yeah, cuz, and all this other stuff about the help and stuff. Excuse me. I said, you fool. But yeah, what else? Let's see. I think the last thing was that Doug walked in to see Vanessa all on Joey or whatever. I said, see, he gonna have to, I was like, by the time he got a chance to call his guards or whatever, they'll have to get me up off of him. I was like, look, because ain't nobody in there right now but Vanessa and Joey. I was like, I know he'll have them people take him out, but still, I said I had to turn everything up in here, make some noise around here. No, because look, he over here, Doug talk a good game, but he ain't about that life. I want to see on tomorrow's episode, though. Because he been studying talking about some Joey ain't this and Joey ain't that and he'll do this and he'll do that. And he trying to take him down and all this other stuff, even after he seen what he was going to do. And after the whole Randy situation, remember how he was like, he handled it, I handled that. You ain't handled nothing, your wife did. So I was like, look, I want to see what he going to do tomorrow, what he going to say. Because look, he over here, he just up against the wall and stuff, and that's just kissing all on his neck and everything. And I was like, time to clear house. I said, do what you can, because they going to take you out either way it go. They going to try to take you out either way it go, because you a snitch. I said, might as well go on make some noise up in there. Turn something over. She over here ain't got no class, no shame, no nothing. Over here talking about something. He always knew they had an open marriage or whatever, and all this other stuff. And I was like, girl, please. You going to be on Joy's bad side eventually. Watch. Something going to happen to make you be on his bad side. Watch. I think he said something about he didn't like to be lied to or something like that. She going to lie. She's definitely gonna lie again. Something gonna make her lie. But yeah, that's it. I think that's all that happened, y'all. Let me check. Let me see. I think that's pretty much everything that happened. Let me know y'all thoughts down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces. Have a great rest of the day.